Hello everyone. Welcome back to this new session of Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds becomes serious after two amusing episodes with Spock and T'Pring antics and a crossover with Lower Decks. The episode Under the Cloak of War has flashbacks to both the Klingon War and the present. Although controversial for Star Trek, Dr. M'Benga's decision to assassinate a Klingon general in cold blood is not without precedent. This episode continues a custom started in the original series. The majority of Star Trek enthusiasts are aware that Gene Roddenberry saw mankind overcoming the most of its problems in the future. Cruelty, hostility, and petty behavior are all thought to be relics of the past. However, Starfleet and the Federation were still developing their utopian natures during the original series, particularly when it came to aliens. Captain Kirk takes the wrong choice in the well-known allegory episode A Private Little War, which is about the then-ongoing Vietnam War. Without enlisting Starfleet's forces, Kirk symbolizes America's side in the fight in this narrative. Dr. McCoy, in the meanwhile, speaks for the morals of the storytellers. The dynamic is altered in Under the Cloak of War since Captain Pike did not participate in combat. Star Trek Discovery marked the start of the conflict between the Federation and the Klingon Empire, despite the fact that some Starfleet commanders believed it to be inevitable. This was a conflict that wasn't meant to happen. A catastrophic battle resulted from its one-year duration. In spite of the military structure, Under the Cloak of War emphasizes how Starfleet personnel are not intended to be warriors. Strange New Worlds Season 2 opening showed how Nurse Chapel and Dr. M'Benga are still emotionally scarred by the battle. He gives a frightening response when she informs him that the conflict is done. He says, "How can it ever be?" M'Benga has developed a mixture of stimulants called Protocol 12 that greatly outclasses Klingons in hand-to-hand fighting. It is a fantastic metaphor for how his function as a doctor influenced his career as a soldier. He chooses who lives and who dies. He attempted to get his young patient, who had a heart condition, medical leave of absence from the conflict. For Chapel, he also released the injured soldier from the transporter's pattern buffer. He is not acting as God. He decided who lived or died throughout the conflict. Knowing he had a very good alibi, he begged the Klingon commander to go before making that decision once again. The commander was notorious for his harshness, but he also claimed responsibility for the massacre of his soldiers. He said that their activities against people, including the murder of children, were to blame. He made an effort to atone for this by preaching the Federation's gospel a few years after the conflict. However, M'Benga, who had stolen a Klingon knife from a dead comrade in arms, was the one who killed his compatriots. He was brutally murdered by M'Benga, yet to him, the Klingon general deserved it. The majority of the second-wave Star Trek episodes, with the exception of Deep Space Nine, had happy endings. M'Benga would have let the Klingon general to survive if this were the next generation as opposed to Strange New Worlds. Even so, he made an effort to halt it by urging the Klingon commander to leave him alone. However, he persisted in pressuring M'Benga to believe his falsehoods, and the gall to refer to it as healing. Everything Pike tells M'Benga about the benefits of a Klingon support for the Federation is true. Additionally, it serves as a Starfleet officer's moral compass, but he stayed out of the battle, particularly to those there to experience the horror of war firsthand. Certain actions taken on the battlefield are inexcusable, since the Klingon commander claimed responsibility for their killings in any case. M'Benga was certain he could link the weapon that murdered all those warriors to him. Even if Pike is ideal from hairline to morals, the tale he and Chapel tell aligns with misconceptions that many Starfleet officers have about their arch-rivals. However, this was not a premeditated nor passionate crime. Justice on the field of war. M'Benga contends that he has been a criminal ever from the first time he killed someone in the conflict that ought to have never occurred. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to give us support for more.